Hello girls, gays, and non-binary babes. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a quick little video. I mean, I don't know how long this will be, but I imagine it's gonna be fairly quick. I just really want to talk about a book that I read, I think last week I finished it, and I have not been able to stop thinking about it, and it has just like completely ruined my life, I feel like. So, you know from the title or the thumbnail of this video, I'm talking about Frankenstein, or Cleopatra and Frankenstein. This is by Coco Malors, and I've always had this book on my radar because it's kind of one of those books that gets recommended a lot with like my year of rest and relaxation and more contemporary books like that. And so I'd always seen it, but I never was really interested in it because I don't usually read like contemporary, and I thought it was just like a romance. I kind of skimmed the synopsis and I was like, oh, okay, it's just a romance, like I'm not interested in that. But I finally picked it up, and I don't have a copy of it. I did borrow it from my library. I do want to get a copy as soon as I can, but I don't have one right now. So I borrowed it from my library and read it, and this book put me through all of the emotions all at once. Would I recommend reading this 3 months before you get married? No. But it was also one of those things where it's like very specific to these characters, and it's like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So if you don't know what Frankenstein, or Cleopatra and Frankenstein is about, it is about two people named Cleo and Frank, and they call each other Cleopatra and Frankenstein. And the very beginning of the book is them meeting, and it follows their relationship. Within 6 months they are married, and within I think a year after that they are divorced. And it follows the consequences. I feel like consequences, it has like a really bad connotation here, but the consequences of mental illness and addiction in a relationship. And Cleo represents the mental illness side, and Frank represents the addiction side. And it was just really depressing, but also really insightful. Like, it was really well done and really genius, honestly. So Cleo is this kind of manic pixie dream girl, in a way, and I really like how it took that feeling, that trope, while not necessarily fully being that trope, and is like, a manic pixie dream girl is not a dream girl. It's, I mean, in a way, yes, but at the end of the day, it's something that can and has ruined relationships in the past and will do so continuously. Cleo is like super depressed. Her mom killed herself when she was really young, and her dad is kind of awful, and she's on medication, but when she marries Frank, she goes off of this medication and things just go downhill very quickly, obviously. And it's just interesting. I think that every relationship between two people, with one of them being mentally ill, is bound to fail? No. But I think that there are consequences to certain things, and I think this book explores that really well, and I really like that part. And as for Frank, he has a problem with alcohol, so he drinks a lot, and he kind of turns into this Frankenstein sort of monster when he's drunk, and you really like him as a character in the beginning, and you know, you love both of them, but as it goes on, you start to hate him, and you hate him while also realizing that addiction is a human quality, and being an addict doesn't make you a horrible person. Your actions make you a horrible person. And I don't know, it was really just genius. And I just love the way the whole thing was done. The whole thing, overall, what really, I guess, messed me up the most was the whole time you just want this relationship to work. Like, these people seem like they are perfect for each other. They're weird and quirky and out there, but they seem perfect for each other, and you want it to work, and you are fighting for this romance as much as they are. But in the end, they go their separate ways, and it is mutual. It's messy, but then it's mutual. And I don't think I will ever recover from that, because you know that it makes sense, but it's just heartbreaking. And I don't know. I think this is one of those books that will stick with me for a long time. And if you've read it, I really want to know your thoughts. I would love to like have like a little conversation in the comments about it, because I'm really intrigued to hear what other people think about it. Even if you didn't like it, I think it has kind of mixed reviews, but it just keeps reminding me of Addie LaRue in a way, where it's like that kind of romance where like you just want everything to be okay and you want it to work out, but in the end it's just not. It's like the right person at the wrong time, and that is like the most heartbreaking of romances ever, is right person, wrong time. And like I said, I don't think I'll ever recover from this. And it was just really, it really took a toll on my emotions, which is also a really interesting thing as far as books go, because I wouldn't say I get attached to characters very easily. At least emotionally, I don't get all that upset unless I'm like super attached. And this book like wrecked me emotionally. So I was invested in this relationship, even knowing where it would go, and I was invested in the characters and their lives. And I don't know, I just truly love this book. I think it's definitely one of my favorites so far this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up on my favorites of the year list at the end of the year. And I don't know, I just want to reread it over and over and over again, even though it was the most heartbreaking thing I've ever read in my life. I don't know. There's something about the writing style that really made it hit hard. And I respect that, but I also fear that. So yeah, that is pretty much all I wanted to say. I just haven't been able to stop thinking about this book, and I needed to like spew my thoughts to somebody. So here I am spewing my thoughts to you guys. But yeah, let me know if you've read this book, or if you liked it or not, or your thoughts, if you agree, disagree, whatever. I want to talk about it more with other people. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you for listening to my rambling. If you haven't read Cleopatra and Frankenstein, I would highly recommend it, even though I wouldn't say you've been spoiled for it, because I think it says like in the synopsis where the whole story goes. So there's no real spoilers, and I think you'd still really like it if you haven't read it and you watch this whole video. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.